Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today two league games for you: away against QPR and at home against Luton. Since you were last with us, form has continued to be pretty reasonable, to be honest. We've looked pretty sharp overall. Managed to get a couple of good wins against Charlton Athletic away and Stoke at home. We did lose 1-0 away at Southampton, but we did have a player sent off in that game. And we also drew 1-1 at home to Barnsley. And again, we had a player sent off in that game. We did go behind though, and we managed to get an equaliser even with 10 men. But then we followed it up with a fantastic result at home against Ipswich, another 2-0 victory. So clearly, things are definitely moving in the right direction for the club. Um, Going into these two games, it's just going to be a case of more of the same. And then we'll just come back for the last couple of games of the season in the next episode just to see off the campaign and see where we end up. In terms of the league table itself, we're looking pretty reasonable as well. We're up to 14th place. We have extended a little bit of a gap to that relegation zone, which is exactly where we want it to be. Bolton sat on 34 points at the moment. We're now on 51. There's no danger of relegation from my perspective now, with a 17-point gap. And to be quite honest, we are only, I say only, we're 10 points off the playoff places. But a couple of decent results now, and we're very much going to be in that top half mix, if nothing else. So I'm really, really pleased with how well the players have done. They've really settled into the rhythm with this tactic. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. So in terms of the actual starting 11 for today, we are keeping things pretty much as normal. Bar is still suspended. Obviously, Tolaj is suspended as well. We've got a couple of youngsters coming into the squad. I think, to be honest, we want the actual uh, first team players in on the bench rather than the youngsters. But I'm still pretty happy. We've still got that versatility in the team. And obviously, it's just a case of seeing if we can keep pushing on. I think the key thing for next season, we've got some good strikers, to be quite honest, at the club. Mead is the best player to be playing because he suits the attacking midfield role as well as that forward role. But obviously, we've got Dean and Tolaj as well. But the thing is, they're not particularly brilliant in dropping back into that attacking midfield. We could leave them just as an out and out striker, but I think it's a little bit more useful having someone holding that space when we're out of possession. So we'll just have to wait and see how things develop. And obviously, everything at the moment is just building ready for what could be quite a busy summer. We've got some interest in our current crop of players as well. We have had to sign a couple of players to new contracts, the likes of Schneider, who's 30 years of age, and also Özdemir at 33. They wanted new contracts with more money. That was the big problem. We did have spare money in the wage budget, and the squad got in a tiff when I didn't offer them new contracts. So we've had to just process with it and keep the squad happy, basically. But from a general perspective, I think everything's going reasonably well. Marky Mead's going to get the nod up front today. Rare opportunity for him. And hopefully we can get another good result today. Like I say, the only two games we've dropped points since this decent run of form started, we've had a sending off in each of them. So hopefully, if we keep the full allotment of players on the pitch, we should do quite well. I think main weakness, like I say, is probably up front at the moment. We've got a couple of really good strikers in Tolaj and Dean, and obviously Mead um, is still quite a reasonable striker as well. But I think overall, defensively, I think we're pretty solid. We've got good options in midfield with obviously the new signing coming in as well in the summer already. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of seeing exactly what we can do as Back switches it across and Marky Mead is there with the goal. I think Back was offside actually when the ball was played, and he was. It would have been Mead's second goal of the season. So clearly he's not had an awful lot of opportunity for game time even before I joined the club. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how he gets on in the roles that we've got going on here. But he can play in that attacking midfield as well, which is why um, I'm just putting him in there just to see how he gets on. But as you can see, he drops right back just to cover some of the passes through the centre of the pitch. And then when we get back in possession, he will just burst his way forward and try and beat that offside trap as Bowron plays it into Kone. And that's a really well-worked move. And unfortunately, the ball across has gone in off Matthias Ross. And it was a really well-worked move that from QPR, to be fair. Nice slick passing to work the space. Bowron, lovely little pass in there. Lovely touch that from Kone. And Ramirez tried to play it across. And yeah, I mean, Harrison, he couldn't have done a lot about it, really. We find ourselves behind very much against the run of play. But again, we're proving time and time again just how good a team we can be. And we're creating a lot of opportunities today. We just need to try and find the back of the net. And again, I think striking options is the main concern. Toller just scored a few for us already. Dean has scored a couple for us as well. Mead, I'm just giving him a run out, basically. I'm still trying to figure out best options for the team at the minute. And yeah, we'll see how things go. Schneider losing possession and Mayenda now picking it up and looking to charge down that right-hand side. And I think he's a bit better than a championship player, I will be honest. And Poku into Mayenda, plays it across and Kone is there. And he is running as absolutely ragged here. And it's 2-0. And again, judging by number of chances created, we're not being clinical enough here. And this could be a bit of a wake-up call for us. A number of the matches that we've got to play are in and around us in the table. So from a general perspective, they are all potentially winnable games, especially considering we have won matches against teams in the playoffs as well. But at the minute, QPR are absolutely dominant. And I mean, that was almost 3 there. We're going to demand more from the team, try and give them a bit of a wake-up call. And hopefully we can just wake ourselves up a little bit. Good pass out from Harrison to back. And now Bisant back into back now. Back into back. And now he comes down this right-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Lays it across for Ibrahim. And now Schneider. And it's a good effort from Schneider. And it goes just wide. But a little bit more positivity. That's what we're after. And hopefully, me demanding more from them will give them a bit of a wake-up call. But we are conceding quite a lot of chances here. Back, again, doing really well to win possession back. Schneider plays it forward to Bisant. And now back again. Has the support of Bisant, who didn't really get out of his way. Back into Schneider. Ibrahim. Schneider. Cuiabano. Plays it into Ibrahimov. And he's got the shot away. What a save from Vutsov. That was a phenomenal piece of goalkeeping. He was actually offside anyway, Ibrahimov. But that was a phenomenal save. It remains 2-0. But yeah, we've got to tell the lads to really book their ideas up because this has been a very poor performance. Obviously, the first goal, I think, was very unlucky, the own goal. And I am fully aware that we're not going to be able to win every single match. But from a performance perspective, we've just not quite been at it today. Cuiabano, I mean, he's just given up on that. He's done well to win possession back, actually. And he lays it to Ibrahim. He launched it over the top. Ibrahimov gets there. Can he fire it across? He finds Cuiabano on the edge of the penalty area. And now Ibrahim back to Cuiabano. Back. Ibrahim. He's had to shoot from distance. I mean, there was just no space there, was there, in the centre of the box. And we are going to make a change here because Mead, with the best will in the world, he's not really been in the game. And again, Ibrahimov, he's played well at times. But both of our wingers have been absolutely shocking today, realistically. I think what I'm going to try, I'm going to push Cuiabano a bit further forward. Rico is going to come on at left back. And we're going to bring Prieto on that right wing. And we'll just give it a go and see if we can get anything more going with the team. But yeah, very frustrating game, this one. We've just not looked our usual selves, unfortunately. Launched in by Crew and not the best effort. We'll offer a bit of encouragement to the lads. I just want to get a bit of positivity in them. And again, I always forget about the shouts normally, but today they are certainly required. And at the minute, we're just not able to close down the spaces. And Flatica is in, and Flatica has scored. Offside flag has gone up though, I've just noticed. And again, we get away with it. It was a very simple finish, though, and we got opened up very, very easily. But this has been a very poor performance, and it's something we're going to have to look at. But I don't know if it's the wide forwards role that isn't working. Um, I don't know whether to have them as inside forwards, maybe to really knuckle everything down and like pack the box a bit more, but we'll have to keep an eye on that and see. Here's Finn back into Ibrahim. And Schneider lofts it over the top looking for Prieto. Ramirez, poor header, and Prieto's got in, and Prieto has finished it superbly. A third goal of the season for him. And if I remember, he scored in the previous episode, didn't he? So he certainly likes scoring for you lot, put it that way. So I might have to play him in the next match and see what happens. Poor defending from Ramirez. And we managed to get ourselves back into it. And 20 minutes to go. There is a chance. And again, we are going to offer a little bit more encouragement and just see if we can find a way to get back in this game with an equaliser. I think realistically, looking at those match stats, we deserve to lose the game today. QPR have been the better side, but if we can claim a point out of it, I'll be quite happy. But it's not looking like we're going to get anything else from the match. It's a bit of a shame, really. We've had a really good run of form despite those 2 games without a win in the middle of it. And yeah, we fall to a defeat. And unfortunately, first half performance very much was the was the linchpin in that one. We didn't do well enough, and as such, QPR, I think from that, no, they're still behind us anyway. So it's a game we really should have been winning, to be honest. Certainly not good enough from my perspective. And hopefully, when we go into our next match, we will be a little bit more clinical. Ross, I mean, yeah, the own goal was very unfortunate, I think. It's strange when it comes up, though, it says Morrison was the goal scorer, which is a bit strange. I don't understand that at all. Um, but yeah, I did see some positive signs in there for sure. Again, the tactic side of it, it has worked for us, definitely. I think forward wise, it's player roles that might need to change. Um, but yeah, we'll have a look at it and see what happens. We've got a week to go until that Luton game, so bear with me and we'll be back for that one and hopefully we can get back to winning ways. Okay then guys, here we go for the game at home against Luton. Just a couple of changes to the starting lineup. Prieto's going in as that advanced wing back today. Finback has picked up an injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Dean, we're going to put back in up front and see how he gets on. We've got a couple of youngsters taking places on the bench. Lewis Hancock, not a bad little striker. He's a decent finisher, but I can't imagine him breaking into the team just yet. Likewise, Barnes, who's a 20-year-old left winger, really determined character, good pace about him. He could be good, but again, at this stage, I don't think he is going to be ready. Obviously, we've still got all the suspensions and everything, and the squad is looking a little small at the moment. So the youngsters are just coming in to make up the numbers. We are going to give Milintijevic an opportunity today, I think. He did want a little bit more game time, and we've not really been giving it to him. So we'll put him in instead of Sirota today, just to give him a run out and see how he gets on. And again, no threat of relegation. We're not going to get promoted. So it's a case of just having a look and seeing exactly um, what some of these guys can do, to be honest. I'm not making masses of changes each game, but it does give us an opportunity to have a look at some options. G-Bear, I'm yet to actually give him a game. I'm not too sure if he's ready yet. Rico, I've given a couple of matches to, largely off the bench, but I really like the look of him. Brilliant player to have been able to bring in. Sylvestre and Goron, do like the look of them both. Again, they've not broken into the team as of yet, but it might be a day to give them a chance off the bench, the 2 youngsters, and see what they can get on with from there. But we'll see how we get on first. I'm hoping we can get a better result today. Again, I wasn't completely disheartened by the QPR game. They were simply better than us on the day. And yes, we've had a couple of little hiccups, largely when it's been the red cards. But other than that, we have won quite a few matches, which for a team expected to get relegated, I think we can be very pleased, to be honest. But a couple of changes in there today. Obviously, it says Barat is Barat Özdemir. He's coming in, and we've got Dean again coming in up front. The striking option, again, as I've already mentioned, it's a bit more rotational at the moment, but Dean does seem to be favoured when it comes down to the backroom staff having a look at the side as well. So again, we're setting foundations first and foremost, and then obviously when it comes to the summer, that's when we can have a proper look at everything and see where we are. Ibrahimov coming down the left hand side, back to Cuiabano. Dean, great pass. Ibrahimov, chance to play it across, cuts it back to Cuiabano, and we've just been crowded out here. But there is Özdemir, and he's played a lot of games actually, Özdemir, but I've not started him very often. He is 33 years of age, but he's so calm when he gets in situations like that. He scored a couple of very similar goals like that, and it's a very, very nice finish again from him into that bottom corner inside 4 minutes, and that is the kind of start that we wanted here, and hopefully gives us something to build on. And again, clinical finishing. The one attempt at goal has led to a goal. Ibrahimov here with a free kick, whips it in. And I think the keeper, Gil, actually got a slight touch to that. I don't think he was too sure where it was going to end up. And he puts it out for a corner. Cuiabano with the chance to whip it in. And he does so toward that near post. It's easily cleared by Topic. Ibrahimov to Cuiabano. Back into Özdemir. Bisans, Cuiabano, McConville. Ibrahimov. I mean, what a goal. What a lovely goal that is. I mean, Ibrahimov's finish was brilliant in itself. But the little bits of passing there between the 4 or 5 players within the penalty area, that was a brilliant goal. I mean, I'll be honest, Cuiabano looked offside there. Özdemir with the back heel, Bisans, Cuiabano, McConville, all one-touch passing. And what a lovely goal that is. Fantastic team goal there. 5, 6 players there getting touch to the ball in the penalty area, all one-touch passing. The Luton defenders couldn't set themselves. And in 10 minutes, we are 2 goals to the good. Özdemir with a goal and an assist now, certainly staking a claim for a regular spot in this team, even at 33 years of age. Cuiabano's throw. Ibrahimov couldn't quite bring it under control. Alvarez clears, good header from Melantijevic. And now Özdemir into Bisant, Schneider, into Prieto, back into McConville, over the top. Bisant wins the header. Dean is there, and there's number 3. And it's a 15th goal of the season, potentially, for Dean. Offside. That one looked really close. And that is a shame. That looked really close. Cuiabano looked more offside than Dean did, to be honest. Here is Reed into Conway. Luton looking to try and drive themselves back into this game. Recoba and Conway exchanging passes. Nordos is there. And I mean, we got away with that. Harrison did well to get it away. Again, there was an offside flag, but not too convincing defending in that situation. Here is Topic into Richards. Gill launches it forward, and time for the defenders just to sort themselves out. Ross to Milantijevic into Cuiabano. Ibrahimov over the top, looking for Schneider. He controlled it pretty much straight down. Özdemir, what a turn. Prieto is there with the strike just over the bar. And of course, Prieto, we played at wing back and he scored for us. And we played him on the wing in the last game and he scored from there as well. So it'd be interesting to see if he can get another goal today because each time he performs, as I've said, he does seem to score for you guys. Schneider into Özdemir, into Bisans, looking over the top. Ibrahimov getting in behind on that far side. Schneider's there. Ibrahimov back to Cuiabano. Özdemir on the edge of the area, and a very similar effort to the one that he scored earlier. And Gill just about managing to turn it out for a corner. But we are completely dominant here, and we just need to get the goals to show it. And at 2-0, we already are doing. Bisant into Prieto, looking to get down this right-hand side. Really good stuff from Prieto. Good direct running, cuts inside. Couldn't quite get a pass off, and Conway clears to Al-Hamadi. And good control from Al-Hamadi. And Alvarez now plays it forward to Nordis, and the strike is over. But again, he was offside. And very quick counter-attack from Luton, something that we do have to be aware of. But again, because of offsides and such as well, they have yet to have an attempt at goal in the opening half an hour. Look at the number of chances we've had. An attempt every 4 minutes or so at the moment, 6 shots on target out of our 11. We do seem to have just slowed down a little bit on chance creation. But that has been a phenomenal first half from our perspective. 2 early goals, and we are dominating the match. It's exactly what we wanted to see as a response to that defeat against QPR. Let's see if we can get any more goals in this second half. Certainly no need to change anything. The squad is looking pretty settled in this game. We have made a couple of changes, of course, as well. Here's Quiyabano into Ibrahimov. Quiyabano again coming down this left-hand side, plays it into Ibrahimov. Chance potentially to get it into the penalty area. Lomwig doing superbly there. And I think the ball actually hit the corner flag there. Plays it down the line to Alvarez. Knocks it forward. Al-Hamadi, good header. Nordas back to Al-Hamadi. And all of a sudden, Luton are in behind our defence here. And a good save from Harrison. It wasn't great positioning from him, I must say. But he did really well to make the save. But both sides looking dangerous in the opening minute of the second half. Nordas with the corner. Easy clearance from McConville. Nordas has managed to keep it in, though. We need to just set ourselves a bit here. Lomwijk into Mitchum. Topic. Lomwijk. Topic. They're just knocking the ball about, trying to find the spaces. Rakoba into Al-Hamadi. Gets the shot away, and another decent save there from Harrison. And it's out for another corner, and the highlight does continue. Good spell of pressure this for Luton in this opening couple of minutes of the second half. Ross with the clearance, and again, we're not charging out to close them down. Rakoba swinging it in again. Good headed clearance again, this time from McConville. He's coming out to Alvarez to try and sort everything out. And what a delivery that is. And a good header from Nordas, and it hits the woodwork, I think, in the end. Dean can't find Schneider. And all the pressure coming from Luton at the start of the second half. And Al-Hamadi's in. And to be honest, with all of those chances they've just created, that goal was coming. A couple of really good saves from Harrison. Then they hit the bar. But all of a sudden, we've just completely switched off. And Luton have had more attempts in these opening couple of minutes than they did in the whole of the first half. Lovely 1-2 between the two strikers and a very easy finish. I mean, Harrison, shocking goalkeeping again, really. He needs to be doing better than that. But, I mean, yeah, they've had more attempts at the start of the second half than they did in the whole of the first half. And I don't know tactically if they may have changed or not, but we need to wake up a little bit here. We had enough chances to put them away in the first half. Ibrahimov, good interception. Schneider into Özdemir. And now Prieto into Bisans. Back into Prieto again. Gets down that right-hand side. Finds Bisans in the penalty area. He's not got any room to manoeuvre. He's actually been tripped up there by Richards. And that is a very poor piece of defending. And we have ourselves a penalty kick. And the ref just telling him to calm down. He didn't actually get any cards out there. And the man taking the penalty is going to be Özdemir. Chance to get his second goal of the game. And it's saved by the keeper. All of a sudden, everything seems to be just turning in tide. We've missed a penalty. It was a really good save, to be honest. But I think the penalty could have been better. But it's right on the line. We've seen goal line technology. Keeper, it's very rare you see goal line technology, to be fair. And the keeper just about keeping that out. And all of a sudden, we might be up against it a little bit. Luton with the goal right at the start of the second half. And we have now missed a penalty. Here is Schneider into Özdemir. Melentijevic into Ross. We're just holding on to a bit of possession here, just trying to calm things down a little bit after the frantic start to the second half. Quiyabano couldn't get past Johnson, but he's managed to get it back into Schneider. What a ball in! And Bisans has hit the post there. What a delivery that was from Schneider outside of the right foot, swinging it in. And in the end, Bisans, I think, was a bit unlucky not to have managed to get it quite on target, but he had to really control the strike, to be fair to him. And we're certainly showing good signs, that is for sure. I think the balance of the team is quite good, but we just need that third goal, I think, here, just to try and kill the game off. Özdemir into Dean. That's a good switch of play. Ibrahimov gets past his man. Chance to get into the penalty. He's done superbly. What a goal from Amir Ibrahimov. I did say when we first came to Plymouth that he could be the standout performer. I believe he came through Man United's youth academy. What a fantastic goal that is. I mean, he's beaten his man there and he's turned him inside out and he's just placed it into that bottom corner. That is a fantastic goal. And we do get that third goal. And again, this is what I was saying about Ibrahimov. He rated a 6 in the last match. And today, he's just absolutely destroyed them. Rakoba now with a free kick. I'm still looking at potentially making some substitutions. Rakoba's free kick over the crossbar, and it remains 3-1. And we are just going to have a look at tactics now. Schneider's struggling just a little bit fitness-wise there, so we are going to get Sylvester on for an opportunity and see how he does. He doesn't rate very well in the two positions, but we'll see how he gets on. Ibrahimov, I mean, he's been outstanding. Bisans has struggled a bit today. So I think what we're going to do, Ibrahimov will switch to the right. Dean can go on that left-hand side. And we'll bring Mead on up front. Queerbano is on a yellow card, so I'm going to bring Rico, the youngster, on for him as well. I do like the look of Rico. We need to give him game time throughout the course of this season, on and off. And I'm looking at Goron as well, to be fair. He's 6'3". I think he could be a really good defender. I think, you know what, we'll bring him on that left-hand side of the defence. He is left-footed, I think. Did I see he was left-footed? Yes, he is left-footed. So we'll bring him on that left-hand side of the defence, and we'll see how he does today. Obviously, we've got to give players opportunities. G-Bear, I still don't really know what to do with him, because his technical attributes aren't great for any position. The thing is, he's 6'4", so realistically, he should be a centre-back, but his defensive attributes aren't great either. He can play in midfield, though, incidentally. I think I mean, 20 minutes to go. You know what? It's a big risk, but I'm going to give it a go. We're going to bring him on for Özdemir, who's had a really good game, to be honest. He did miss that penalty. But we'll get the young players on and we'll have a good look at them today. Like I say, we're not in any danger of relegation. Realistically, we're not going to be challenging for playoffs unless we win every single game and there's going to be calamitous things happening for other teams. So we're in an ideal situation with these younger players. We can give them a bit of game time and see if they can cut the mustard here in the Championship. Here's Mitcham into Johnson. Back to Mitcham again. Launches it forward. Good header from Ross. El Fauzi managing to find Al Hamadi. And Nordas is there. That's a really good finish from Lasse Nordas. And it's back to 3-2. And obviously, it is a risk making these kind of changes, as I've just done. And again, the two goals that they've scored, the two strikes have linked up superbly. I mean, Al Hamadi with a lovely dink over the top, and on the half volley, Nordas letting it come over him, and Harrison couldn't set himself. It's a lovely finish, that, from Nordas. And it's 3-2. And in terms of overall game stats, Luton are lucky to be in this game. We've had twice as many chances. We've dominated possession, but we've just let them in twice. But both of their strikers, to be fair, they took their goals very, very well. And as we get into injury time, we've not actually seen a positive highlight since making those substitutions, but we have held on for the 3 points. So in the end, we didn't see anything of the young players that we brought on, but they have had a little bit of game time at least. So yeah, I think the 3 points obviously is very important. We've done really, really well. And Ibrahimov, yeah, very much the standout performer. He did superbly in that game with a fantastic 2 goals. I mean, his second goal was absolutely out of this world. But the build-up play for the first goal as well that he scored was fantastic. Certainly gives us a lot to build on. We're not quite squeezing into that top half yet, but we are only 4 points out of it. We are within touching distance. I mean, there's 5 teams there on 58 points. There's only a further 5 points to Birmingham in 6th place. So they're all, to be honest, we're only 9 points off the playoffs. Oh, do we think we're going to make it there? I mean, that's going to be a really tough ask, isn't it? Let's be honest. But who knows? If things go our way, we could make a proper late surge here, and it would be very mental, to be honest, if we could make it in there. But we'll be back for the last 2 games of the season, and who knows? Maybe we will have something really big to play for. But we'll see how it goes. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.